Hey, what's up? This is TJ. Thanks for joining me. This is episode 5 of my Explorations series, and today we're looking at the Prophet 12 from Dave Smith Instruments, otherwise known as Sequential. And specifically, we're looking at the module version of this. The reason being is, well, last month they actually announced that this is being continued. Farewell, faithful friend, they said, and truly it is a great synthesizer, and I really think it's going to be something that's going to be sought after in years to come, specifically the module version, although the keyboard version is very cool too. But the module version is very small. It's only about 16 inches wide. That's something that people generally really are looking for today. And it sounds great. It's a sound designer's dream. Has a lot of deep sound design functionality in it. And it's really easy to use. It's not something that, requires a PhD in synthesis to get around. It only requires, a couple button pushes to get everywhere you want to be. There's no paging or menu systems. A really credit to design there. So today I'm just going to play you through a few sounds, show you a few things to get around it, and we're just going to have some fun. If you like the videos here, share them, subscribe to the channel, check out tjontheroad.com for more. I very much appreciate your support. Let's have some fun. All right, now I'm not going to do a deep dive into the synth. There's plenty of videos out there already about that. But I do want to do, I guess, what I would call a shallow dive, in that I just want to show you around a little bit and show you how easy it is to get to whatever it is you want to do with the synth, because everything on the synth is only a couple buttons away. Now, it's not knob per function, and some people might see that as a negative, but really when you look at it, it's actually very easy. It's one of the easiest synths I know to program. If you want to hit to the oscillators, make changes there. You hit oscillator 1, and you have all the selections here, plus the 4 coders. The shaping, the tuning, the mods, and the levels. And then you can use the coders on top. The same thing's true with things like the delay. You have all those functions up there on the top to change with the encoders, and then the different selections there. So everything's only just 2 buttons away. Same with the LFOs. If you want to change the envelopes, say for the filter, all you need to do is hit the filter button. You can change the filter cutoff amount and its resonance, and then you can go to the envelope there. Or for the amp, you can do so the same there. You can change the preset envelope, the spread of all the voices. You can add distortion, and then there's the envelope. Very, very easy to use. You want to go to the alternative envelopes. There's 4 envelopes here with the P12. Those are right up here, and then their selections are here. So getting around on the synth is very, very fast. In fact, this is a synth I would recommend to newbies who really want to dive into sound design, but don't want to get involved in, very, very complex, menu-driven type of synthesis that can be really a pain in the ass in some ways, as well as a turnoff. One of the things I've heard over the years, sort of a reputation about the P12 is sometimes it's a little hard to get the program to find its sweet spots. Take your time with it because it actually has a lot of sweet spots with it. Some people don't really like the Curtis filters. I actually like them. They have a very unique characteristic to them. They sort of have a wispiness to them. I really like the way that they sound. One of the keys with the P12 is also understanding the character section, the girth, the air, the decimate, drive, and hack functions really add a lot of character to the synth, as well as the feedback functions. The feedback loop that comes back through the synth really is one of the keys to make the synth really, really sound interesting. That's one of the keys for the P12 and its unique sound design. Another great feature of the Prophet 12 is the fact that it is bitimbral. It's 12 voices if you only use one part of the timbrality, one layer per se. But when you use both layers with the 6-voice synth, you really can stack up a lot of tone out of this. One of my favorite things to do with the P12 is to arpeggiate the A voice, say for example, play chords on it with a kind of synthy pad voice on the B side. It really gives a nice tonality to the synth. It makes it very characteristic of what it can do. Not a lot of synths can do that. P12 does that in spades. Now, one of the things that makes Prophet 12 a sound designer's dream is the fact that you have a great modulation matrix. You have 16 mod slots plus 8 fixed mod slots. You can route things very, very quickly on the synth. And just like a lot of other Dave Smith sequential synths, it's very easy to do. You know, you go to a mod slot, say there's an empty one. Say I want to make the source a LFO. I'll just assign the source LFO1. It'll come up right there in the screen. And then if I want to assign that destination, let's say to the filter, it comes up right in the screen, and then you can set the amount. Very, very quick, intuitive way of getting your modulation sources and destinations together. And with 16 slots plus the fixed slots, you can get a lot of freaky stuff going on. Well, hey, that's it. It's the Prophet 12 module, an instrument I think is really going to age well now that it's been put out to pasture. And usually when Sequential discontinues something, it means they're coming out with something. So I will be watching, and you stay watching here. Maybe, just maybe, you'll see it here as well. Thanks so much. I will see you next time.